Okay. Am I ready? Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Jay. The claim that I'm going to be refuting is the government's decision to reduce NASA's yearly funding is counterproductive and prevents innovation. The secondary claims that were stated was NASA has shown innovation and technology in space. NASA has shown innovation in technology on Earth. And the last one was NASA continues to plan for future technology and for the future. My refutation is that the government is not reducing, the government reducing NASA's yearly funding is inaccurate. They're actually increasing from the previous years. To show, the advocate stated that the budget that NASA had was $17.6 billion, and that was from 2014, and that is not the current budget. It has actually increased up to $15 billion for 2015. In her first secondary claim, she stated that the evidence stated was she used the history of NASA, so what they've done, so launching satellites, the landing on the moon, but she does not consider what NASA has done since then. The budget for NASA in 1962 was $1.2 million, and it has increased to $18 billion. So that's a major increase since for the last 52 years. And it has increased by, on average, 2% every year. In regards to her first claim, where she stated that NASA has shown innovation in technology into space, she did not give any examples as to how they have been innovative and used technology in space. Some of the things that NASA has done in the last year and the last couple of weeks actually is that NASA has been able to take pictures of rovers that are currently on Mars, and the rover Curiosity, who's currently on Mars, took a selfie on February 6, 2015, and that is documented on numerous websites like space.com, the Planetarium Society, and Christian Science Monitor. Furthermore, NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter has been able to show that reveal the dark side of the moon, which was documented on February 9, 2015, so that's very recent. My opponent's second claim stated that NASA has shown innovation in technology on Earth, and she mentions that the technology that NASA has done is, or is trying to do, is towards global warming, but she does not mention any of the technologies that are being used towards global warming. Other than that, there's been radar devices to detect how the glaciers are defrosting. For the projected 2016 budget, which has a proposed amount of $18.5 billion, which is a $5 million increase from this year, $571 million is going to the aeronautic research line item, which is specifically for air transportation systems that will help minimize the impacts on the environment. So that alleviates some of the pressures that is on the Earth. My opponent's third claim was that NASA plans for the future in technology, but she does not state what challenges that NASA has faced because of the decrease in the budget, and how NASA is progressing for the future and for its technology. With the current or proposed budget for 2016, they talked about how because there's a growth in the projections, NASA plans to send humans to Mars by 2018, and the projected budget for that is $9 billion, which is $1 billion more than the 2015 budget. The advocate does state vaguely that NASA has done some things that are innovative and helpful to technology, but she does not show an increase in the funding and how it's affecting innovation.
Well, you laid out the advocate's claims pretty clearly, but after this, there's a little bit of confusion here and there. For instance, right at the very beginning, you've got a piece of data that befuddles me. NASA's budget was $17.6 billion in 2014, and it's gone up to $15 billion in 2015, and my math doesn't make sense of that. I don't understand how that can be the case. So maybe you read a number incorrectly. I don't know, but it was a little bit strange to hear that. Then on the first point, you basically say that NASA's budget has increased consistently over the years. I think you should give us a source citation on that. You say it's averaged 2% a year in terms of increases. I think that would be nice to know. And the advocate's position might have been that it hasn't kept pace with inflation or the growth in the rest of the budget, but the real question is NASA spending its money efficiently? And I think that this is where it gets a little bit confusing, because both of you seem to be saying that NASA does good stuff. So the question is, where is our dispute here? The advocate is saying that NASA only did good stuff in the past and we're not making any progress now. And then your argument is that we are in fact making progress now. I think that needs to be a lot clearer. I didn't think that you made that clear. Sometimes you presented evidence about what NASA is accomplishing now, which is interesting and potentially useful, but I'm not sure that it shows us the kind of productivity that we need to have. I think you need to have a little bit more information on that. The fact that the rover took a selfie is kind of cool, but what's the benefit of that? How is that producing innovation? Those sorts of things. Plotting the dark side of the moon. Again, how is that benefiting us? Is that getting us something that's going on? Late in the speech, you've got this claim here, and I'll be damned if it's true. I would fall right out of my seat and over that we have plans on landing on Mars in 2018. That's 3 years from now. That cannot be accurate. I think China's planning on being on the moon in 2018, but we're planning on going to Mars in 3 years. If you've got a source citation on that, you better cite it, because this sounds to me just like it's not believable based on what we know. I do think later on in the speech you do give the argument that says the projected budget for 2016 is going to be $18.5 billion. Well, let's talk about all of the productive things that are being gotten with that amount of money. How much more productive do we need to be? Are we being harmed by a decrease in the amount of money? You say we're not decreasing the amount of money, it's going up every year. Great. So what other things are we getting? It just feels to me like you've got information, but you're not making inferences from that information, and you're not giving us the claim in contrast to what the advocate's talking about. I like some of the data that you have. Like I said, the idea that the budget's gone up every year, I think that's pretty good, that we've got innovation that's going on. Like I said, I think I'd like something more than the rover taking a selfie picture, but I'm sure there are other things that you can point to on that. But like I said, in a couple of places, I think you trip when you present the information, and I'm not sure if it's because you didn't understand the information that you were looking at, or you've gotten some awkward information, or it was you just misspoke when you presented the information, but you got to be careful about that because that affects your credibility. All right, thank you. I guess we're going to be done for the evening here, because we are sort of out of time.